Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Shin Kamen Rider figure from SH Figuarts. The question is this figure as good as the movie was? Well, let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure is positively beautiful, and they really nailed all the beats as SH Figuarts is wont to do. And yeah, just like overall, first of all, I absolutely love the shade of green. They nailed it. It kind of gets that nice deep forest green. Obviously, there's a little bit of a difference between the gloves and the boots to the body armor, but they were different materials on the suit as well, so definitely not an issue there. Looking at the helmet, see if I can get a little more focus here, we can see that the eye pieces are definitely translucent with that kind of honeycomb texture kind of behind them, or the compound eye texture rather behind them. It looks very, very nice. And of course we get the antennae, which definitely feel very, they say to be careful with them, and they definitely feel delicate, so be careful there. But beautiful shade of silver used up there. And yeah, as you can see, even a little bit of silver around this little node here in the very, very middle. It's very nice to get silver on the rivets surrounding the eyes, just insane small details. And then going to the back of the helmet, we get the symbol and all the little rivets there. Beautiful matte black here too, pretty much the perfect shade. See the hair coming out into the helmet, just very, very nice details pretty much everywhere. Got more rivets on the chest, and don't know how well this will come across, but we even get the vents that were part of that henshin system. So just very, very cool all around. Then come to the belt, details all around as well. Just so much going on here, and they just beautiful attention to detail overall, and I really could not be happier with this. And we get even wrinkles in the clothes, even down to the knee joints. Like you get the wrinkles in the knees. Doesn't break up the sculpt when you sculpt it, when you articulate it. And yeah, just gorgeous all around. So just a great, great looking figure. A straightforward yet very nice loadout of accessories here. So let's start off with hands, because that's mostly what we have here. And right out of the box, we get some just nice relaxed hands. Then we get a pair of fists, then a pair of more posed hands. Absolutely love the sculpt on these, by the way. And then finally a pair of chopping hands. Very nicely done all around. And then finally we get the jacket, and this thing is a thing of beauty. It is constructed just very, very nicely, very, very accurate. I've seen a couple of third-party companies that have other options out there which are even further wired than this, but this is pretty wired. There's a wire coming all the way through the collar, through the front of the jacket, the bottom of the jacket, and up through the cut here in the back. And not only that, but you can see we have kind of a more, pardon the lack of focus there, clearly a more matte finish here to the front of the jacket, the kind of facing part of the jacket, and then a kind of nice lining here with some, very kind of nice sheen going on there. And yeah, just a lot of love going in here, little buttons coming up, stitching all around, collar lays very, very nicely. So yeah, just a fantastic piece of soft goods. And I'm definitely a sucker for that. So that is accessories. Articulation here is absolutely fantastic. However, I could not get a freestanding kick out of this for the life of me. And part of that is just due to the sculpt of the feet on the bottom of the boots, as well as a couple articulation limitations at the bottom. So we'll get to that. So starting at the top, up here, we do have so many options here though. We get the ball joint at the base of the head, ball joint or joint at the bottom of the neck here, and that's going to allow us to look up very, very nicely. It's going to allow us to look all the way down, giving us tons of side to side, and we can rotate there as well. This is beautiful. We get a ball joint here for the scarf piece, and obviously the scarf piece is molded to kind of fold over the front of the body, but you can definitely get those kind of flying poses as well. Again, there are third-party companies who have done a wired scarf if you wish for that, and you can just pull this off and then add those. Then we get down to the shoulders, and we do have some butterfly joint action going on here. As you can see, some up down, some side to side, and as far in terms of our arms coming up, we get almost to a complete T, not quite, or kind of at a down angle a little bit here, so that's a little sad, but it is what it is. but we also get double jointed elbows, which fold beautifully in half. And then we get that kind of hinge and ball joint assembly here at the wrist, so you can get anywhere we want to go there as well, which is very, very nice. Then, before we even get to the full-on torso, these breastplates actually are on ball joints as well. So as you can see, they're kind of lifting up a little bit there, and so that's to kind of get out of the way of whatever articulation you're doing with the arms, which is really brilliant. And that doesn't get in the way. It's not distracting, certainly as you're just articulating the figure here. So excellent job there. Then we get a ball joint at the diaphragm. We get a ball joint at the waist. So that's going to give us beautiful amounts of crunch and arch back. There we go. So you're going to catch a little bit, but beautiful arch back as well. And of course, we get side to side going on as well. So full hula hoop action. Come down to the legs, and no drop downs. However, we don't really need them, or do we? No. So we're not getting full on splits, but we are getting fully apart. That's another thing that contributed to not being able to do that freestanding kick, unfortunately. But we do get a full kick out front, and then we get thigh swivel, double jointed knees, which will bring us to about there, which isn't too bad. Then we come down to the legs, and not too much point. Not too much forward. Again, we're dealing with the sculpt of the boot itself here. We do get a little bit of rocker. So you can see we can come in a little bit, we can come out a little bit, nothing too crazy. And then we have a toe pivot here at the joint. A toe joint here. I don't know what I was trying to go with there. But yeah, in any event, so because we don't have any boot swivel or anything like that, it kind of limits where we can go, and the foot doesn't really swivel in that way. As you can see, that's more the rocker. So yeah, overall, just really good articulation. Getting the size comparisons, here he is with some other SHF riders, with some other SH Figuarts, with some Hasbro and some Mattel, with some other imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Shin Kamen Rider figure from SH Figuarts is that this is a great figure. Some great articulation. The soft goods in terms of the jacket is just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, just a really fun figure overall. I am a little sad about the kind of lack of articulation once you get to the ankles, just because it kind of limits the posing a little bit. But overall, just absolutely looks incredible on the shelf, and is definitely fun to play with. So I definitely recommend it. However, apparently it's sold out everywhere. Obviously this is going to be very popular. The movie did relatively well from what I could tell, because they added second showings here in the US for the movie. So clearly it's doing very well, which is cool. So hopefully we see a reissue of this. But beyond that, I obviously wish you luck on the secondary market, / hoping for that reissue for people who missed this go around. But beyond that, there is a different version of this going up, or is up for pre-order right now in a few places for the Takeshi Hongo version. So I don't think it comes with a jacket, but it looks like there's going to be some soft goods for the scarf. You get the unmasked head sculpt and some other additions as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And again, hopefully this kind of swings back around, because I definitely think this is something that a lot of people would enjoy. So I wish you the best of luck there. And that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that fun stuff. Other ways to help the channel in the description below. And beyond that, I just hope to see you back, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So come on back, let's talk some toys, let's have some fun. And most importantly, I hope you are well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.